Here's a question for you. I've often wondered if stop-start engines on cars and things like that actually save any energy, because they're going to have a heavier duty starting system and charging system and battery, I would think. So there's there's all the energy gone into making them. The car will be heavier, or the vehicle will be heavier, so it'll take more fuel to propel it, and then it'll have to be to meltdown when the vehicle's scrapped. And what my thinking is, when I was a kid, we used to go train spotting, and you'd often see yards full of locomotives idling when they weren't on trains. I don't know how we found it. Did we ask or something? But the reason was, if they stopped the engines on the locomotives, they'd go cold. So if they were needed later that day, I think they used to leave them idling all night as well, as long as they didn't run out of fuel. If they were going to be needed, they wouldn't shut them down unnecessarily, because if they shut them down, the engine would go cold, and then it would take so much fuel to warm the engine up. It was more economical just to leave them idling, because they didn't use as much fuel that way. And actually, the thing is, there'd be less engine wear, wouldn't there? So they wouldn't need rebuilding so often, because if they go cold, there's more engine wear, because the gaps around the parts get bigger. There's less, the tolerances increase, and it wears the engine more. And of course the oil will cool, so the oil will be to heat and everything, and the water in the cooling system and everything. And on top of that, what else was I thinking? Can't really think of any more, but that was the reason they left them running. I would think they would just leave them running all the time, unless they weren't needed for at least a day, I would think, or something like that. But if it was, if they needed, say, in the next few hours, they'd just leave them running. And they'd have to refuel them anyway, but yeah, I mean, yeah, is this all this stuff? A lot of this modern technology, does it actually save any energy? Because from where I can see, it doesn't.